Let me give a quick start to this. This is a posting put on the discussion board by Q at midday today after my little morning excursion. So the first comments have to do with Schumer and his visit to the White House and why he ought to be afraid, which is pretty incredible stuff. So why might he? What is it that would cause him to be concerned? The second one, number 582, which followed about 4 minutes later, says trust Admiral Rogers. He played the game to remain in control. I don't know exactly what the internals of that are, but that's great stuff. The next one, which is the big one, which is what would happen if texts originating from the FBI agent to several internals discussed the assassination possibility of the president or member of his family? What would happen? And if this is not about them protecting him, but in fact plotting against him, which hasn't happened since 1963, it's pretty incredible. What if it suggests, if the text suggests foreign allies which were involved? Forget the Russian setup of 1 of 22, which we've discussed earlier this week. This is only the beginning. I mean, that can't just be the beginning, because I don't mean to question it. It's crazy stuff, right? It's crazy stuff if the president is being plotted against in our own FBI. Be careful what you wish for as the world turns. Could messages such as those be publicly disclosed? I mean, obviously they could, right? What happens to the FBI? I mean, this will turn it upside down and should. What happens to the DOJ, the Department of Justice? It would turn it upside down, and it should. What happens to special counsel? Apparently, it's all tied together. What happens in general? Crazy stuff. Every FBI, DOJ previous case could be challenged. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if the games are being played, especially the ones that have been played this last year, it would be crazy. Lawless, absolutely. Think logically. We haven't started the drops for human trafficking and sacrifices yet. Worst. Listen, some of us that saw the Wiener 600,000 emails that were held between Huma Abedin and Hillary and all of her operatives, the so-called safety valve for Wiener and his wife. Some of us were crazy disappointed that the New York folks didn't release it, and that of course our federal government took it over and then did nothing. And we always hoped that the New York City police would leak it out or say to the FBI, look, you're not going to do nothing about this, we're going to go ahead anyway. But they haven't, of course. Nobody can possibly imagine the pure evil and corruption out there. Oh, it says, those good who know cannot sleep. Think what you would feel like. I mean, we all have this same queasy feeling, but we haven't looked at it. Those good who know cannot find peace. Those good who know will not rest until those responsible are held accountable. It is high time. You know, I got a note today from somebody that said, gee, you made some tough comments this morning. And I commented that these people need to be rounded up, and we need to amend the federal law allowing for quiet, drug-induced death penalty, or the electric chair, which are the allowable amounts. And we need to have public hangings, and we need to do that at the Washington Mall. And we need to have anybody who has publicly committed treason or committed genocide against us or other people publicly put to death so that it doesn't happen again. That probably isn't going to happen. That's just my opinion. So nobody can possibly imagine the pure evil and corruption out there. Those you trust are the most guilty of sin. Wow, that's crazy stuff. Who are we taught to trust? If you are religious, pray. 60% must remain private, at least, for humanity. In other words, they're saying this stuff's so awful you can't even, they won't share it with us, which is incredible stuff. These people should be hanging. Guess what? That's what I said this morning. So here's the next one. It says pray, P-R-A-Y, pray, P-R-E-Y. Notice the similarity? Q. Yeah, I do, and I think we should do both. The next one is that their postings triggered a sniffer, eyes on, everybody's watching. The next one is the light will reveal those on the team and those pretending to be. And this could be interesting as well. This is not a game. They want us divided. The last post, self-destruction, will immediately show the world of truth, the truth. I've got a dog trying to get in, sorry. Instruction will be sent on how to preserve offline. You didn't think this was simply about words, did you? And there we are, folks. This is not about watching YouTube and just playing the little game and having nice little discussions. This could get rough, and it's okay. Let's do it. You know, our patriotic past was people put their lives on the line to preserve this country and to secure our freedoms, and they are drifting dramatically. I'm sorry to segue, but we got to do it. You didn't think this was simply about words, did you? I repeat this. We have it all. Coming soon to a theater near you, Q. So, amazing stuff. Here's the next one. Letter to @Jack. That's the Twitter guy, right? Who did @Jack lose today? And I don't know that, and it doesn't matter, I guess, except that obviously somebody got pushed out. Goodbye, @Jack. Predictable, all. And finally, the 596. Do not glorify us. We are all patriots. Honor those who serve for God, humanity, and country. Where we go one, we go all. So, folks, let's go all. And let's put the lives on the line. Let's be patriots. I saw another one of the postings which I initialed to you this morning, where the guy calls himself Thomas Paine, and his counterpart, Betsy Ross. If that's the case, then I'm Patrick Henry. And you can be Patrick Henry too. Give me liberty or give me death. We will make this work. I don't mean to be melodramatic, because we can't be. Because if we don't make this work, folks, if it turns the other way, it's not reversible. So I still say, unite the 10 million. And I mean it. Unite the 10 million. Thank you very much. Short posting. I will post all of the Q postings below so that you can read them exactly as they came in. Make a note. Let's follow through. This is a really critical stuff, and you may think I'm harsh. You may think that I am dramatic, but we need to pony up, and we need to make sure that for the next 200 years, the freedoms that we secured for ourselves over the last 200 years stay. You know, my dad was a bomber pilot in World War II. I hate to think that some of that effort was, and his risk, and the 300,000 people who died and millions more who came home wounded were for naught. That cannot be. We must preserve the freedom of this country. Thank you.